Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be smoking the Quoram Classic. Let's see if I can get that a bit closer. The Quoram Classic cigar. And so a little bit about Quoram. So this is a Toro. It's a 6" by 50 ring gauge. Quoram is Nicaraguan, so that's a Nicaraguan blend. And basically the only difference with Quoram, to my understanding, is the fillers are all Nicaraguan. They just changed the wrappers, so you have different types of wrappers, and that's meant to show you like the actual difference between how much difference a wrapper can actually make. So this is the classic line. This uses an Ecuadorian sun-grown wrapper, which has been, left to finish off the blend. And the reason why Ecuador's quite good, not everyone likes Ecuadorian of course, but it's a good place to grow tobacco because the climate, it's very volcanic, so you have this very volcanic nourished soil, and it does create quite a nice leaf. As I say, the nutrients from the volcano, the volcanic kind of ash, gives a certain quality to the fragrance, the smell, the aroma. So I must say, just off the smell, really nice. The wrapper does smell good, and I'm hoping this is a bit of a different smoking experience. So this classic wrapper has no covering, with direct sun to the tobacco leaves. So the direct sunlight causes the plants to produce a darker, thicker leaf that tends to, grow a spicier flavour anyway. But as I say, this is a Honduran wrapper, and the tasting notes for these, I believe, are meant to be a kind of sweet, cedary flavour. Quite a smooth, creamy sort of smoke. A lot of white smoke, and that type of thick quantity. I mean, it feels well constructed. There are some seams I can see, though, a few veins. The wrapper feels a bit dry. I mean, it's been stored in my humidor at home, which is very humid. I mean, I like my humidity around 75. Some people like the 65 mark. I have a lot of Cubans typically, so I like them to keep the oilier coating. But this feels slightly dry, and you can see there's a couple of veins there. And you can see there, it looks like it is kind of dried out a little bit at some point, and maybe being rehumidified. You can see the seam is not great. And I did notice on the cap, which looks like a triple cap there, the cap had a bit of loose paper, and we do have some discoloration, but it is what it is. And there we have the label there. Sorry, it's a bit blurred, unfortunately. There we are, Quoram Classic, Nicaraguan, and this of course is JC NEWMAN Cigar Company. Okay, so let's give this a little bit of a clip. I am using this is my V cutter. It's a Calibri. You can see it's the one with a little bit of the green and black finish. There we go. Let's give this let's pop this in. There we are. Beautiful cut. Very, very nice V cut on the end there. Happy with that. And got my new lighter here. And this is a Vey. You can see the Vey there, as it's called. And this is just a nice triple flame butane, which is great. And the thing I like about this is you can see you can kind of see you can see how much butane, how much liquid you've got in there, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to just toast this up, and we'll get into it. And I might even cut the video at some point because I don't want it to be too long. So we might do a few sections, we'll see how it goes. Or maybe I'll record the whole thing and just chop it up. Okay, nicely toasted. Let's spark her up and see how she smokes. Just wet the end slightly. Great smoke output. Mild cream, lovely draw. Smooth on the retro hill. Getting a little seed, a little bit of white pepper, very small portion of white pepper there coming. So a little bit more, we'll get into the flavours in a moment. So this V cutter is actually new. I only got this fairly recently. And so I've only been V cutting maybe for the last 2 weeks. Prior to that, always usually been a straight cut. But I'm enjoying the V cutter. It's pretty good, I must say, because you know, you've got less of an exposed head here, so obviously the smoke output or the smoke that you're getting through is not as full as a clean cut. You've got, you know, which is nicer. It controls the draw. The draw is not as intense, so you get less of that kind of burning. And this is great. I mean, look, so far it's burning slow and nice. Beautifully smooth retro hail there. Wow, fabulous cigar. Mild flavour, very light cedary, and again, I mean, this is what we're looking at here. I said Ecuadorian, right? So I think Nicaraguan fillers, Ecuadorian wrapper. I wonder if the wrapper really does make that much difference then. Super cigar. I mean, the construction's actually very good. It's really solid. It's a nice chunky heft of a cigar, not too insanely chunky. I mean, the Toro size is generally pretty good. I like the way this is drawing. Beautiful plumes of smoke. Nice white ash. Just one thing, if you look at the burn, a very slight unevenness. This side hasn't started to really burn, so I'm just going to touch that up. I mean, I could wait for it to correct itself, but I'm just going to touch that edge up. Give it a little touch burn there. You know, it's a funny thing, smoking cigars. It's almost an art form. You know, it's just, I'm thinking about what I would compare it to. It's like, you know, when you're painting a picture, artists, they choose their palette, they choose their colours, their oils, they do their mix. You know, you choose your canvas, your brushes. It's such an artistic process, and to some extent there's an art form obviously to cigar creation, rolling, blending and smoking. I mean, you know, you have your various cuts, whether you use a punch, you use a straight cut, a V cut, multi-star cut, you know, whatever. And the type of cigar and the way you smoke it and what you pair it with, the whole process is almost artistic. It's just so smooth. The flavour's very mild. Oh, today's beer, what am I pairing it with? This is a special edition label. It's called Special Edition Label. created by Iron Maiden. So for any fans of heavy metal rock, this is the band Iron Maiden. This beer is called the Trooper Day of the Dead Special Edition. I think this might have been released for Halloween or something. Managed to find one on the shelves. And if you know anything about rock, heavy metal, Iron Maiden, the main character is called Eddie, and that's the guy there. That's Eddie, their mascot. And yeah, the Trooper is one of their famous kind of songs. One of their greats. And so this is a 4.7, made in Cheshire in England. Let's give it a sip. Let's see how it pairs up. Quite nice. Tastes more like a type of an ale, I'd say. It's got a bit of an ale type flavour to it. Can't really see the colour, it's in a brown bottle. Brown bottles, I think, are meant to preserve the beer better than green, so I've heard, because brown's darker and it's all to do with the sunlight getting through. Brown blocks more sunlight, I believe, than the green glass. Hey, I'm no expert, that's just what I've heard. So, sip that ale, 4.7. So let's take another draw of this nicely constructed Quorum. I must say, you know, lovely construction, very smooth. It's not too woody. I'd say more, for me, this is what I'm getting, more cream, a kind of buttery, creamy flavour. Cream, butter, almost some white chocolatey, white chocolate notes of a very light sort of chocolate, maybe a milk chocolate. The wrapper is quite light in colour, this Ecuadorian wrapper, and compared to typical Nicaraguan cigars that I smoke, which I find much more, the flavours are usually a bit more potent or a bit more complex, should I say. This is just very mild. I think, again, this would probably be a very good beginner cigar. I don't think, although it's quite large, the size, this could easily be a morning cigar. I mean, it's afternoon for me, just after lunch here in the UK. I think this would pair excellent with a coffee. Definitely go well with coffee. A nice Americano or a espresso, maybe even a cappuccino. That frothy sort of milky, creamy, foamy cappuccino. Maybe a latte if you're into your milk drinks. Any coffee really. I think this is a perfect complementary pairing. How does this go with the beer? Not so bad. I mean, the beer's got quite a stronger, more of a bitters flavour, bitter, ale bitter, you know, that kind of flavour. And this cigar is very mild. So in terms of pairing, I think the beer tastes stronger to me right now than the actual cigar. And again, pairing your smoke with your drink is all about balance, and having the right balance of flavours. So far, it's okay. Maybe a lighter beer would have been good, so it doesn't drown out the aroma and the taste really. But yeah, I'm enjoying this Quorum. It's pretty good, man. I mean, I'll have to double check the price as well, but I think this is fairly well priced, reasonable for the UK, and cigars are expensive here. The retro hail is just so smooth. And you know what, this cigar is probably going to be, I mean, it's burning lovely and slow. Look at that. I mean, we've done about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, and you know, this is a big boy. There's plenty of that left. This 6-inch stick, nice 50 ring gauge. To be honest, it's probably one of my preferred sizes. I'd say Toro, yeah. Toro, Churchill, decent size, not bad at all. Plus with that V-cut, the smoke is more manageable. You know, it doesn't overpower you. The draw on this is very, very smooth, very clean and very cool. You know, I'm not getting any heat. Although it's warm, it's actually quite cool to the touch. Again, I am in the smoking shed. I'm out in the back of the garden. It is raining, it is grey out there. But besides the point, I mean, the cigar's smoking really well. Very easy to smoke, very enjoyable. Like I say, I do usually go for a bit more of a complexity in flavour, but having said that, this is actually a mild cigar and I am enjoying it very much. So there you go. I mean, you have to try things out. And here's a little story talking about trying things out. So, and I was going to make a video on this, but I didn't in the end. So I had one of these little mini sticks. It was Drew Estates. I think it was one of their acid infused. It was the blue wrapper. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Maybe it was Acid Crush. The small size, maybe a 4-inch stick, very thin. So I had that just to try it out, and so I put it to my lips, and immediately all I got was this blast of sweet sugar, and I don't know if they just sugar coat the tip or the whole smoke runs through sugary, but it was disgusting. Worst taste I've ever had. Ruined the smoke. I think I got about 3/4 of the way, couldn't finish the final third, just binned it, left it in the ashtray to die. It was disgusting. Probably the worst cigar I've ever had. And I do like some Drew Estate stuff, but definitely not their infused range. It was horrific. So, you know, and again, I'm trying to give honest reviews here. Some of these cigars I have smoked before and I'm reviewing again for you guys, and others I've never smoked before. Like this, I've never had this the first time. And in fact, many of these will be a first smoke that I'm showing on camera. I may have had some of the brands, but not necessarily that particular stick. I've never had a Quorum. This is my first one. So far, great. But, yeah, would I buy this again? Absolutely. Will do now after ordering it. Like I say, this would probably be more of an early morning, maybe just after lunch would probably be the perfect time. As I say, I have had my lunch. And this is kind of my late lunch. It's probably about 1:32 p.m. here now. Holds its smoke very well. I've not had to relight that. I touched it up once, but a pretty sharp burn going on. You know, it burns nice. The ash is looking good. It's a nice stack of dimes there. Pretty good. And yeah, I moaned a bit about the the wrapper looked like it had been dried out and then rehumidified slightly. I mean, it may have come slightly dry to me, and then I put it in my humidor, and this was resting in the humidor for a couple of weeks, and I had the humidity slightly higher to keep a good. I like my cigars slightly moist, not wet, but just that slightly. When you touch it, it feels a little bit oilier. That slightly moistened feel, and maybe some people say all cigars should have that, the oils, etc. But I know that some cigars run slightly drier, and some are more moist and humid, and I just prefer that slightly more moister, slower burn feel. It just feels quality. It feels nice. The smoke's nice and smooth, and this is great so far. Anyway, we'll see you in the second third. Welcome back, guys. We're now into the second third, and literally the ash just dropped off, and it held its ash really well. Construction's great. Let's talk about the flavour, the transition. So as I continue to smoke this down, I noticed more of a natural sweetness coming through. The cedar kind of went down and I got much more of a sweeter tone. yeah, more sweetness, less woody. That seed has died that back a bit. No pepper, no mad heat, no spiciness. Smooth cream, and a sweetness, like a very light kind of caramel now, or that milk chocolate, maybe white chocolatey flavour. Very smooth, smoking great, smoke output's fantastic, construction's great, it's nice and cool, I'm not getting any mad heat, and it's just a pleasurable, relaxing smoke. In terms of that transition, it's, as I said, the flavours are not complex, they're not harsh. This is a very relaxed, you know, smoke. I mean, you don't need to have a meal necessarily with this cigar. It's mild enough. You can enjoy it with a coffee, you know, just having a regular drink. You could have a cup of tea, you know, or whatever you fancy drinking. You don't have to pair it with alcohol. Beautiful smoke, the draw's still pulling very smooth, and yeah, just a very light, slightly sweeter taste. The finish, let me see. Quite a short finish. I'm not getting a long sustained taste. There's no bitterness. Again, very mild, and if you're just starting out and you want to go to a bigger ring gauge, definitely check out this Quoram Honduran wrapper. I mean, this is very mild. You know, it's a kind of buttery, creamy, smooth smoke. You know, it's really quite nice, I must say. I mean, look, I'm smiling, I'm enjoying this. You know, definitely not the most exciting cigar, I'll be honest. You know, if you're looking for complexity, you're looking for different flavors, certainly you can go, you know, Nicaraguan, maybe a darker wrapper, go for a Maduro, something with a bit more spice in it, if you like that, or some cinnamon, different types of leather if you like the richer flavors. Pair that up with a nice wine, port, brandy, you know, or you can go for a Davidoff if you want something very well made, you know, Dominican, or of course Cuban. You know, the Cubans, I find the Cubans generally mild, but when I say mild, they do have nice flavors. They are very flavorful, but a milder tones generally. But then again, as I said, I spoke Monte Cristos. I find them generally milder. Some are more peppery. The bigger gauges will get more pepper, you'll get more wood, but in general, you know, you could go for just a nice dark Nicaraguan, and you'll probably get a more complex set of flavors. But this is just great. No heavy nicotine-y, tobacco-y. I'm not getting no mad tobacco, which, you know, I don't really care for so much. Some people love that rich tobacco flavour, and of course the whole thing is tobacco, but I don't care for that so much. I like the subtleties of the flavour, even in a very complex and strong cigar. I like the subtle tones, the different notes that you actually get from it. You know, if I just want to smoke tobacco, I'll smoke a cigarette, and I don't smoke. I hate cigarettes. So it's not just for that tobacco, for that acrid ash and tobacco flavour. I don't want that. I like, you know, I like the cigar to have some contrast and some, you know, a bit of a journey to it. And for me, this is not bad. It's, as I say, it's a steady cigar. It's a beautiful smoke. It's relaxing. It's a great size, good output, nice, sweet, pretty mild. You know, again, I'm not sure if this is even quoted as a medium cigar, but to me this is a mild cigar. I think if I was starting out but I want to try some bigger gauges, this would be perhaps something I would go to. Would I smoke this again? definitely. And like I say, I'll probably pick this for a morning smoke. Maybe by midday I want something with a bit more pack to it, a bit of a punch. And I might go to you know, something else for you know, with a bit more of a robust or fuller profile, flavour profile. But this is, yeah, if you just want an easy smoke, this is definitely a good choice for that. And the construction is it's extremely well built. You know, very smooth, beautiful plumes of smoke just coming off that. The ash is nice. You know, you get a good a good build up on the foot there with the ash. It's great, yeah, really satisfying. And very smooth, nice on the retro hell, no burn, no mad pepper. Sometimes it's a bit more, you get a little bit more of that heat when you do a nasal, you know, a retro hell through your nose, because obviously it's more sensitive, that sinus cavity. Wow. Nice. Yeah, sometimes it is nice to have a milder smoke up, you know. You don't always need to have that intense flavour or that heat. It's nice to have something a bit mild once in a while. And this is just a very easygoing smoke, you know, and for the price, again, I'll have to look at what I paid for this, but I think it was slightly to the lower price of spectrum. You know, typically you're looking at, you know, for cigars here in the UK, typically 15, 20, 30 pound range, up to 60 for some of the Cubans. And again, of course, as you go up the size and the gauge, you're going to pay more typically. But I think this is fairly, again, don't quote me yet, I have to check to see what I paid. And but I think this is reasonably priced. I think this JC NEWMAN Quorum is a reasonable price in terms of what you get for it. Have you guys tried this? Have you had the Ecuadorian wrapper Quorum? What are your thoughts? Share them with us, share them with me. Put your feedback in the comments below. Let us know what you think. What would you like to see me try next? Anything you'd like me to review, give an opinion on? And I'll be glad to share that with you guys. You know, smoking for me is, as much as I do on my own to reflect, relax, sometimes read a book, just have a nice coffee or, you know, a little whiskey, whatever. It's also a very social thing. And even through social media, you know, I'm here, you guys are there. I enjoy the fact that you can still connect with people and give an opinion and have some form of dialogue. Obviously it's not live, but for me, smoking's also has a social aspect that you can share your views and your feedback. And I'll tell you what I'd like to do, guys, is potentially do some sort of like live dialogue feed thing where I link up with people in different locations. It could be someone in the States, someone in Canada, someone, you know, in Ireland, whatever, or in the UK, and we go on live on a feed thing. We do a recording where we do some sampling together, like where everyone's got the same cigar, we all buy it, we choose like a weekend, and we have an online smoke up, and we record the video and we all share. It's good to get a few different opinions, you know, because someone's palate, you know, what I'm getting and my flavours might be slightly unique to my own palate. Everyone's got a different developed sense of taste. Some people enjoy different tones and different strengths, so it's good to get a different opinion and compare notes, so to speak, and talk about the influence and the impact of the smoke and get that. And I think I'd like to do something like that as a live kind of interactive sort of thing. So hey, if you happen to watch this video and you're interested, you want to get online, then yeah, I'd love to drop me a note, you know. just comment and we'll pick up the conversation, and maybe we could do an online smoke. We can choose a couple of cigars and do like a link up thing, do a Zoom or whatever and record it. You know, that'd be kind of fun. Give the viewers something different. I say viewers, and I've probably only got like about 10 people watching this, but I don't care. I'm doing it for my own fun. Actually, this is like a real, this is like my journal. So instead of me writing these things down in the book that I used to, I'll just record a video. And then I can just go back and, you know, I can watch the highlights and, oh yeah, that's what I thought, okay, good. You know, or that sucked. I think I'm not going to buy that one again. So, I mean, yeah, look at this, smoking real nice. So the flavour's fairly consistent. Like I said, no big transitions, no big changes. It got slightly sweeter. That sweetness has now mellowed out. It's just a very smooth, creamy smoke, and yeah, this is, it's just got more of a little mild nuts and butter flavour, like a buttery, nutty. Not even toast. I was going to say like a toast. I'll tell you what it tastes like. We've got something here in the UK called crumpets. Tea and crumpets. A crumpet is more of a doughy, spongy type of bread, and it's got that crumpetiness. And you usually put your melted butter on the crumpets. If you ever had one of those, that's what this tastes like. Crumpets and butter. Output's perfect, the burn is smooth. Like I say, the flavour's consistent. There was a bit of a transition, we got to a sweeter build, and then it went more into a nuts and cream, nuts and butter, crumpets. Yeah, it might change again slightly on the final stage, but I think this is going to smoke fairly consistently. We might get a deeper flavour as it nears the final third. But I think I'm going to just can the video now, cut it. I think that's probably enough. I'm not going to record the whole video of me smoking this to the very nub. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this gives you a bit of an overview of my thoughts on the Quoram Classic by JC Newman. And this is the Ecuadorian wrapper, Nicaraguan fillers. Yeah, nice smoke, very mild, sweet, you know, easy flavours, decent construction, very nice, perfect burn, and yeah, happy with this, great purchase. And go ahead and try it. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments below. Do like, share, and subscribe. And you know, I hope to see you back to my channel again. And thanks for tuning in. Take care, guys. Have a great time. Bye for now.